Abusia for some activities in the Yema Ubibia Aquaba. Now, Abusia Enra and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or share the campaign as say na Abusia Emra na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ewo Bono is na Kennedy Akompreku Agyapong. Ono nso etumi akopiem ewo Savannah region Abusia na ono nso Asia delegates bi ewo honom ana enye esenketo ane no ana ensama wodo odi tuba a chese woka se ono Kennedy Akompreku Agyapong de enya de wono obekonsidi eye defeat ediama NPP amanyoko no until say electoral commission aba montene aba declare there we win 2028 elections no na in fact sa ensem ye Kennedy Akompreku Agyapong ede ebetu dai ama manfo bebre na ne mpinifo bebre na ediomanu atomu a enye esenketo na me pese mese wada jede yenko na yentie ensem awodo ebuboba ede free sa ensem na okaya no eho esan se 2024 abato ekoya no Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the early concession and ma NPP amanyuko no etumi lisi seat bebre ewo parliament ebusia na ekowi ase no NDC amanyuko no etu ahye NPP amanyuko no eso a epra bi ekunkum bia na ebusia na enye esenketo na no na Kennedy say enya de wono 2028 general elections ebekọ no obema kwan anase obe consider defeat until say electoral commission etumi abamontere abe declare nipa we win na in fact the someone do pina and the 2 years say there ama empeni forward na edioma ne abetumu a omo edi enchema wodo pina so eba na me se wada gede nkoi na entie ensama wodo atumi abetodwa eba de omu bia no ye de beto so
munya kukudrofo until say ye be kai the last constituency say me ye presidential candidate I will never accept defeat. I will never accept defeat until the electoral commission comes out to declare. I will not make case so I will never accept defeat. Ekuna Ayeka ehia bema a wo mu beta yachi enye sa wo de ye boy ya na mu dimirika ni mo adwane no makosi segu no. And yes, I'm here election in Africa. To vote for a bold man.
But I don't get it. What's the motive behind this statement made by Honorable Kennedy Agyapong?
So I think he's making it clear that going into 2028 election is not going to be an easy election. 2028 election is actually an election we are taking away from the NDC. When I say we are taking away from the NDC, I'm saying so because looking at our history, at every point in time, parties have been given 8 years. NDC had their first 8 years with Rawlings. Kufuor continued. Mills Mahama, yes, 4-4, but it was still an 8-year period for the party. And Kufuor had another 4 years. So if NPP really wants to win power in 2028, we need a leader who will stand firm, a leader who will be strong enough to ensure that the right thing is done, and a leader who will not be a pushover.
That he wouldn't have conceded until the last ballot was counted in the 2024 elections. He's seeking to lead the New Patriotic Party. What it means is that he wasn't too comfortable and happy with the 2024 flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, for conceding that early. What might have necessitated these statements from the Honorable Kennedy Agyapong?
All right, thank you very much to you and your listeners. We in 2024, let me start from 92.
Right.
The year 1992, I think during the election, the presidential election was a week ahead of parliamentary, and after NPP lost the presidential, we decided not to even contest the parliamentary at all. For good reason. From 96 onward, both elections were held on the same day. And I think one of the good things about such is that mostly, if you realize, a lot of the times when we are voting for voting by-elections, parliamentary by-elections, the voter turnout is low because the mostly presidential election, the enthusiasm about presidential election, and the fact that people even know what the impact of presidential elections are actually drive voters to polling stations during these elections, and they end up voting parliamentary too. And that's one of the reasons why, in my opinion, even doing by-elections, people don't even end up voting at all. So there's a very strong relation between parliamentary elections and presidential elections. The last election, I was one of the lawyers for the New Patriotic Party who were stationed. We had lawyers stationed in all constituencies. I was in Swami constituency working. We finished polls the regular time 5. We did the counting. We started collation. In fact, we started collation around 1 a.m. So around 9-10 a.m. we heard that Dr. Bawumia wanted to address the nation. Then we just realized that he had conceded defeat. At that point in time, from the experience in my own polling station, a lot of the NPP people who were there, observers, all left. That was even before we could finish presidential collation to continue with parliamentary collation. During the period of parliamentary
At the
collation,
time Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia conceded a defeat, it was clear that the NPP had lost the election. It was so clear across the country. I mean, at the time, the media had projected the NDC winning the election. At the time, it was, you see,
the media
coalitions were done, at various polling stations, and it was so clear that the NDC had won. The NDC's, tabulations and everything clearly at the time showed that the NDC had won the election. If you look at the number of seats that the NDC won at the time, it was so clear that there wasn't any way that the NDC could have won the election.
Getting it wrong. As of that time, most collation centers had not started parliamentary collation. Honorable is here, is a member of parliament. I mean, Honorable, I don't know if you remember, as of 10 a.m. on the Sunday, had you started your collation, parliamentary seat collation in your constituency? No, I mean, you were a candidate, and I was an agent. Right, so I was there on the election day for Swami constituency. We're not even down with presidential, and to me, I was on a platform with other people, and most places had not started their presidential parliamentary collation. What's the challenge is a lot of people had hope. Again, that's one thing with elections. Until the final declaration is made, sometimes even when there are a lot of people who had hope that their party was going to win. So that final declaration came, and in fact, the night before, there had been a high-powered delegation leading a press conference led by Dennis Miracles Abuaje, my big sister Fati, and our director of communication of the party, Richard Ahyagba, led and assured us that we were going to win the election. Everything was on track. So, moving forward, Dr. Bawumia came to declare. Once Dr. Bawumia declared, security broke down nationwide. And from experience, and as I said, we was in contact with other people who were agents like me. Security broke down nationwide, especially at the collation centers. And what started happening was that NDC people were emboldened, and there's a struggle for power. So people were actually emboldened, entered into collation centers. There are a lot of polling